Someone on one of the 3D printing forums was interested in a collar for an 1.5 inch pipe. And so they didn't give a whole lot of details of exactly what they're looking for, but they did say they needed a collar for an 1.5 inch pipe, and they wanted to be able to either screw or bolt it together. And for those of you that don't know, a lot of times we're encouraged to go into some type of 3D modeling software to create the part that we're looking for. And oftentimes, some of the things like this collar that we're looking to make can just be done inside Inkscape or any graphics program that can save an SVG file. What we need is an SVG file for our collar. So this is a very straightforward, very easy project to do here inside Inkscape. But again, you could be using Canva on your phone or tablet. Canva will save to an SVG. Inkscape is totally free, and it is a great piece of software to have if you don't have another graphics software, because you can do things very quickly with not a lot of know-how. And of course, there's 1,000 different videos on using Inkscape, but Inkscape's totally free, and really can be quite a powerful tool to add to your 3D printing arsenal. So let me just show you how you would go about creating this collar here inside Inkscape. So first of all, we need a circle, and we need that circle to be 1.5 inches by 1.5 inches. So that's our first step here. So let's switch over to inches. Okay, and then so we'll do 1.5 inches. And there we go. So now our circle is 1.5. Now the next thing we have to decide is how big we want our collar to be. I don't know what the answer to that is. So I'm just going to go ahead and duplicate this. And so now I just hit Control D on my keyboard, and you'll see that now I have 2 of them because I want to add a path effect. So let's go in here and add a path effect. We're going to add a offset path effect. And how much do we want to offset it? Well, we want to use inches in this example. And if we enter a positive value here for the amount of offset, it'll offset to the outside. If we enter a negative value, it would offset to the inside. But in our case, we want to offset to the outside. And I don't know how much. It's really, up to whoever is designing this, how big the collar needs to be or how thick it needs to be. And I'm thinking that maybe, I'm trying to think here, maybe what I'll do is go with 0.375. So again, this could be anything, but I'm going to go ahead and say we want 3/8 of an inch. Now, I don't really know how thick that is, so let me do this. Let's go ahead and get rid of the fill and then shift click any color, and that will give us some outlines. And so that is how thick our collar is going to be. And I'm going to say that's okay for this example. Like I said, I don't really know if that's okay, but we're going to call it that that's okay. So let's run with that. So I'll be happy with that. And then let's go ahead and we need to divide this in half is what we ultimately need to do here. So we're going to grab our pen tool here, and we're just going to click, and that will kind of just divide it in half for us there. And then we can use, we can take our inside circle and shift click our outside circle. And then let's go ahead and combine those. So we'll hit Path and Combine. So it's a whole process. And yes, a little bit of know-how here in Inkscape is going to be helpful for us as well. Now this outside circle is now it is you can see here it's 2.3. So what do we want this to be? Well, I'm going to say we want this to be at least an inch bigger than our circle. So let's call it 4.3. Okay. And then let's go ahead and align those two. So we'll click here on the alignment tools. We want to make sure last selected is selected, and we'll do horizontal and vertical centers. And so that's how much of a flange we are going to have. Okay. And so this is going to give us roughly an inch on either side is what that's going to do. And then we're going to go ahead and duplicate this as well. and then we want to slide this over exactly 3/8 of an inch is how far we want to go with that. So if I select this, you can see here we have our XY here, and so we can, if we were to just move this manually, you can see that it's our X value that changes. So we need to minus 0.375. Okay, so we can enter mathematical equations, and so we have the 4.5 is the current position. We're going to subtract 3/8 of an inch, and you can see it offsetted. And we could do, if we wanted it to the right, then obviously what we would do is we would just 0.375 to the right. Okay, so that's pretty self-explanatory stuff there. All right, so now what I need to do is I'm going to go ahead and grab my pen tool again, and we're just going to cap these off here. Okay, just like so, and just like so, something like that. Okay, so there we go. So now that takes care of that. And so now there's a couple of different options we have available to us. We could use our paint bucket tool and just paint inside all of these. Okay, we could do something like that and fill all those in. But I think what we'll do is we'll show you how to go about using some of the what they call Boolean operations. So for example, I'm going to take all of this right here, and I think I'm going to go ahead and choose path and combine. Okay, and now these are not yet all combined. We need to go ahead and join those two corners. So I don't know that we necessarily absolutely have to do this like this, but that's how we're going to do it. Okay, so there we go. We're going to join those corners. All right, and now we can go ahead and select this other object. And what do we want to do? Well, we want to come up here to path, and what we're going to choose is we're going to choose this down here. We're going to choose division. And if we hover over that, it says cut the bottom path into pieces, and sure enough, that's what we want. So let's go ahead and do that. Okay, so now you can see it's cut those pieces. But, anytime you do that, we want to duplicate that and then do that, okay? Because we lose the original when we do this. So yes, we want division, okay? And yes, we want to go ahead and delete that. And yes, we want to go ahead and delete that, okay? Yes, we want to do that. But then these pieces, we don't actually want to stroke at all. Let's go ahead and just do a fill, just so you can see this visually a little bit better. Now, we do not need this area. Let's see here. Let me back up here. Let me back up a couple of steps here, because we do not need this section here in the middle. But you can see that's just one little piece there, and you can see we have one little piece here. So let's go ahead and do the Boolean to this as well. So I duplicated that little piece. We'll choose path and division, and then we'll do the same thing here. We will duplicate this piece, and then we'll choose path and division. Okay, and so now we should be able to pull that little piece out in the middle. Perfect. So now we can go ahead and give all this a fill. Okay, and then we can go up here to path and union. And now that is all one piece. Okay, and then of course, if we were to mirror this, so we could go ahead and duplicate this piece, and we'll mirror it. So let's come up here. We'll mirror this, and then we could slide this over. You could see what we'd have. So you see how we have a flange there and a flange there, and then we have our 1.5-inch pipe in the middle. We could put a hole here in Bambu Studio. We could put that hole into place to be able to bolt this thing together, and we could make our flange. Okay, so that's just a kind of a quick and dirty way to make a flange that will work for our purpose. Now, the other thing too is we don't actually need, just kind of backing up, we don't actually necessarily need to be able to put a bolt here and a bolt here. We could have chosen to only have a bolt on one side. So just kind of keep that in mind. Let's go ahead and export this though. Okay, so we're going to export this as what? Well, we're going to export this as an SVG, and we're going to export this to the desktop here, and we'll just call it pipe flange. There we go, and save it. All right, so there you go, there's that. And then we can pop over here into Bambu Studio. We'll create a new project here, and we'll go ahead and hit File and Import. And yes, we're going to import our SVG, which is going to be our pipe flange. So there's our pipe flange. And when we import that, by default, it always imports dead center of our build plate, but it also comes in at 10 millimeters thick. All right. So it's two parts. So when it comes in, it's going to come in as it looks like it actually came in several different pieces, but that's okay. We're just going to right click and we are going to choose the split option here, and we're going to split it to objects. Okay. And we're going to figure out exactly what we've got going on here. So we don't need that or that. Not sure what happened here. Okay, so we have a stroke and a fill. That's what happens. So really, we don't need the stroke object. We just need the fill object here. So that's what was happening though. And so then all we could do is change the height. So for example, for our Z height, we maybe want it to be an inch thick. Now we don't want uniform scale selected, but we do want it to be an inch thick. So there you go. Or you could do inch and a half. Let's go ahead and do an inch and a half. So that would be 37. Okay. So there you go. So that is going to be our flange. And then of course we have to create our hole for our bolt to go into place. So we're going to right click and we'll choose add primitive, and we can add a cylinder. And then how big do we want our cylinder to be? Well, let's go into scale, and I don't know, let's say we're going to be using 3/8 of an inch for our bolt size. So we can change the size here of our cylinder to 3/8 of an inch. Now, currently, you can see we're in millimeters. Okay, and if you don't know how to do this, it's good just to show you, in case you don't know. But we can come in here to Preferences, and we could switch to Imperial. And then when we go in and select this, and we go to scale it, you can see that we are now in inch mode. So we can go ahead and define this 0.375. There you go. Now that will fit a 3/8 inch bolt. But you can see we need to move it horizontally. So let's go ahead and right click on that. Or let's just use rotate, R for rotate, or we could choose this little icon here. And around the green axis here, we're going to say, let's go ahead and rotate that 90 degrees. Now, here's the thing that's really important to understand in Bambu Studio is we cannot move this in the Z height because it's separate. And if it's a separate object, then it always has to sit on the build plate because we can't have floating objects. So what we need to do is Shift Control and click on our flange, and then right click and choose merge. And now we can move this wherever we want. And to just select this by itself, we can click there, and you can see we can move it anywhere we want to at that point. So you see, there it is. It's still on the build plate though, until we purposely move it in the Z direction. So there we go. So now if I click on move, then yes, I can move it in the Z direction just like so. Okay? And there you go. So now what I need to do is I need to actually cut that hole. But before I do that, let's go ahead and duplicate this. So Control C, Control V. And the reason that we want to duplicate it is because I want to slide it over here. So we will go ahead and slide it directly over here. And so now I can go ahead and we will take all of this. Let me back up here. Not sure what happened there. So let's slide this right over here. Okay. And so now we can go ahead and take all of this and we could do a mesh boolean. So you can see here, this is pipe flange and cylinder to cylinder. So we're going to do a subtraction, the two cylinders from the pipe flange, and we'll choose execute. And there you go, just like that. Okay, and that's probably how I would go ahead and print this. And there you go. There is your pipe flange. Of course, we would need two, and that's all there is to it. So simple geometry can be done quite easily by creating profiles and creating the basic artwork here in Inkscape or your graphics program, and then using the extrude function here in our slicer to be able to create parts like this fairly easily. Now, of course, if you had Tinkercad or Fusion or any of the other number of 3D programs and you know how to use those, great. I don't know how to use those just yet because I'm fairly new to 3D printing. So I've just kind of hacked my way through and can pretty much create whatever I need with a combination of the tools here in Bambu Studio and the basic graphics I'm getting from Inkscape. So that's it for this one. Hopefully that's helpful. Thanks for watching.